Microsoft Marketplace community, and the event today is focused on AI-powered acceleration, scale faster on Microsoft Marketplace. We're being joined today by Amit Malik from Spectra Systems, and Amit is here to talk about Spectra and how Spectra can help partners accelerate on Marketplace. Thank you, Amit, for joining today. Just a reminder of what we're doing here with the Marketplace community. This Marketplace community event is intended to help partners on the Marketplace, and it's an always-on resource for every stage of the journey on Microsoft Marketplace. During today's presentation, definitely feel free to ask questions in the chat. We will have time for live Q&A at the end of today's session. I'm Justin Royal, and I manage the Marketplace community. So aside from today's event, we actually have a whole library of events focused on helping partners on the Marketplace. And you can access all of those prior events at the Marketplace community site at aka.ms/community/marketplace. So if you're not a member of the community already, definitely encourage you to check it out. Subscribe to the community so that you can get notifications on new events and join in discussion. And with that being said, I will go ahead and pass it over to Amit. And again, thanks for joining. Feel free to type your type your questions into the chat throughout the presentation, and we'll make time to answer them at the end. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Justin. Good morning, everyone. Excited to be here and talk about our latest innovation, the AI accelerated Microsoft Marketplace journey. So my name is Amit Malik. I'm from Spectra Systems, the company behind SaaSify, the popular cloud marketplace integration platform. So since 2020, we have been helping partners in getting into Microsoft Marketplace, previously known as Azure Marketplace as well. So we've helped like many ISVs list different kind of products into Microsoft Marketplace, such as SaaS products, virtual machine-based products, containers, professional services, and so on. So in those last 3 to 5 years, we learned end-to-end what it takes for a smaller size organizations versus a large ISVs to list products into the Microsoft Marketplace. So we are now packing all of that knowledge and all of that experience that we had working with partners into this new AI-powered solution where we bring our experience and knowledge plus the latest generative AI technologies together to help partners scale faster on Microsoft Marketplace. That's the sort of like idea about what we're trying to do here. I'll be showing a bit of sneak peek or kind of preview of the product as well, but we hope to make this available like towards the end of this year for all of you to consume. So our goal here is that in the last 3 to 5 years, when we worked with these partners to get them to Marketplace, we learned what are the different challenges that they typically an ISV face when they try to list the products into Marketplace. First one is obviously technical challenges as you want to list a transactable SaaS product in Microsoft Marketplace. It requires tons of technical integration to be completed, and that needs engineering capacity from your end and a lot more, somebody to be skilled on Microsoft Marketplace integration to be able to complete that. And we are trying to solve that by bringing both the Microsoft open source SaaS accelerator as well as SaaSify's managed integrations options available for you. So that way you can actually get started really quickly without having to do too much technical changes into your product. And you'll look more about building that integration really easily. So our goal with the first pillar is that we solve the technical challenges for you to list the products so that you can get started really quickly and your engineering team does not need to invest multi-month engineering cycle to go live on Marketplace. The second one is communication and compliance. So one of the main things that we noticed is as we list products, more and more products in Microsoft Marketplace, we get comfortable with. We are aware of the rules. We are aware about all the compliance item that needs to be taken care, all the branding guidelines, all the sort of your all the communication guidelines with respect to what logo sizing and everything has to happen. So there is a lot of stuff that you need to complete. Through AI, we are making sure that your listings are already compatible with that. So there's no back and forth happening when we talk about approvals, and you can actually expect like much faster go live on Microsoft Marketplace. The third one is, as you go live, what exactly do you do next? How do you handle those operations? How do you plan your go-to-market strategy? How do you plan your financial reconciliation of all the transactions that you are doing through Marketplace? So all these open challenges remains, which again we try to solve with our agentic AI solution, as well as some of the things are offered through our SaaSify product as well. So overall, our goal is to help you complete the listing process and then scale that listing to much higher revenue numbers that you're targeting through agentic AI, through help of AI solutions. So the first thing that it will solve is that you can get to Marketplace faster. Our goal is that within a couple of days, you should be live on Azure Microsoft Marketplace. And that starts with your product listing, your pricing finalizing, and finally the technical integration. So all of those things we are targeting that should be able to complete in a couple of days, not more than that. After that, once you are live into Marketplace, next thing is to focus on your sales strategy. So through our specifically built AI agents, we help you build a go-to-market strategy. So we've got specific agents for go-to-market itself, which can help you plan out different marketing activities and launch campaigns and so on. And the important part is all of this is very tightly integrated with Microsoft partner ecosystem. So our agentic AI understands that, hey, you are part of Microsoft co-sell program or not. If you're part of the Microsoft referrals, the co-sell program, it will recommend you how you can do lead generation and deal registration and all of that through co-sell. How can you build a co-sell strategy and collaborate with Microsoft field sellers as well. So it understands all those Microsoft ecosystem items and gives you a very relevant strategy that works for you. It also understands all the Microsoft funding programs, MDF, etc., and recommends you to leverage them wherever it feels that that's a right fit. So your sales team are going to love it, because now they can clearly figure out, okay, in order to succeed in Microsoft Marketplace, these are the things that I need to do. They're completely aware about that. Then the third key item here is analyze and report efficiently, which basically means that all your finance reconciliation is simplified for you. So you know exactly how much money you're getting in, what is the invoice value, what are the different tax and deductions, all of that is completely handled for you. And the last part here is the most important. There is no vendor lock-in. So it's not like you're using this AI solution to listing. Now you have to continue to use that forever. Not at all. Once you're done with listing, once you're done with the strategy, you can any day change your integration systems, or you can do any updates directly as well into Microsoft Marketplace. Completely flexible. So there's no lock-in here. There's no dependency on this product whatsoever. And when we talk about technical integration, you do get the choice to use SaaSify's managed technical integration, or actually just deploy your own open source Microsoft SaaS accelerator, which can take care of the technical integration for you as well. So essentially, like, there's no lock-in happening. So it's not like you're stuck with it. You can any day change the solution whenever you wish to. So continuing on that, let's look at how it works. So I'll be showing a bit of demo as well in a bit, but at high level, it starts with understanding your journey, right? Where are you today? Do you already have some products listed that you're seeking help with, or are you trying to list a product? And if you're trying to list a product, it understands where do you stand today in your journey. You could be just starting and creating brand new Microsoft Partner Center account, or you could already be live and you are just looking to add a new product. In some cases, you have done all the legal stuff and you're just waiting on the technical part because you're not clear with how to get that done. So depending on where you stand, there will be a curated project plan kind of thing prepared for you, sort of like list of tasks that you will need to complete to do the listing. Different list of tasks will be integrated with different ownerships. So for example, some of the things somebody else in your team may be the right fit. So we automatically determine the right contacts about who should be doing a particular task, and they're assigned accordingly as well. So you get a curated task list about completing your listing based on your current stage. After that, each of that task provides you detailed and personalized plans. So it includes information specific to that particular thing. For example, the task could be to update the pricing data. In that case, it will include all the Microsoft pricing rules and frameworks and different options available over there, like per user and flat rate based pricing. Plus, it will include direct deep links to Microsoft Learn specific content. The AI is already trained with that content, so you can always ask AI as well with the Ask AI button. That will basically start a conversation within GPT-5 enabled LLM assistant, which is trained specifically on Microsoft Master the Marketplace content as well as Microsoft Learn content. So it already knows about that. Also, it can take you directly to your Microsoft Partner Center pages. So specifically, let's say it's about signing the agreement. It will directly take you to the agreement page so that you don't have to figure out your way around there. It includes deep links into the actual places where you need to complete the listing process. So I'll quickly take a pause here, and I'm gonna start sharing another window which basically has a quick demo. So should now start to see my other demo screen. So this is how initially it will look like. So basically, once you sign up, you essentially get three options. You can ask SaaSify's AI assistant for anything and everything around cloud marketplace, any questions that you may have. You can start with creating a goal. For example, listing is a goal, and that's what will create your personalized plans. And then we also have tons of agents ready for you to kickstarts. So in this case, I'm starting with a SaaS listing, but we do plan on supporting all the other kind of listings as well, such as virtual machine image based or Azure application, or it could be a professional services based listing as well. So I'm just answering a couple of basic questions like, what's your current state with Microsoft marketplaces? So let's say I'm just saying I'm getting started. So it's going to start with the account creation as the first step. Then I'm looking to do self-service here. There's a fully managed option as well. If you do not want to handle anything and you want SaaSify team to basically do the listing for you, that option is also available. Then we have this option that we can use AI to create listing asset. This is pretty powerful because a good amount of time is also invested in just creating those marketing assets and descriptions and all of that. And we can even create that completely automatically. So you just need to provide your product's website URL, and rest of the thing is taken care by SaaSify, where it will scan your website, it will understand what your product is for, what's the target audience, all of that. It will find all the logos and different screenshots on your product websites, and based on that, it will automatically create the entire listing content for you. So all the descriptions, bullet points, everything will be done for you. Then you can just copy and paste and use that, or modify that as well. Sort of like automatically generating the listing content. Along with that, we can also automatically generate pricing as well, which basically means we can analyze your product website to see if there is any public pricing, or if not, we analyze that what is the best pricing model for your product. So depending on what we find on your website, we come up with some pricing plans for you, which can be sort of used as a starting point, and then you can determine if you would want to use them in your listing or not. Those are the two most important content things that you need, both of which we are automating through AI. And you can see that these two items are basically, one is preparing the listing content, and the other is preparing the pricing for me. Now, in terms of tasks, based on my current journey that I answered, I have my task list to complete, which includes all the Microsoft Learn resources, as well as basically an AI chatbot as well available, integrated with this context. So it knows where I stand, it knows who I am, and what all I'm trying to do. Right. So now let me see if, so for example, this is a pricing page created automatically through AI, and it basically went to SaaSify's website because that's the domain that we had put in, and it was able to grab the pricing from there exactly how it is on our website, and it's able to together a pricing plan and description for me. Then all the data is again available for me as well, along with reasoning that why did we go with this pricing model. And in this case, our AI was able to identify that there's an explicit pricing for the platform and all of that. So plus it's also analyzed that multiple indicators such as unlimited users or per year confirm that it's usage, independent flat rate subscription structure. So it's actually able to determine as well if this particular sales is best for per user licensing pricing model, or is it best for the flat rate subscription structure. So in this case, it was able to correctly determine that as well and give that reasoning. It's a not user-based collaboration software, so it can also analyze your product and give you like right information, and then you can just copy that as well. Similarly, so the Ask AI, our chatbot, is always available at each stage, and like all your listing assets that AI is creating will be listed right here as well. This is the listing preview itself, the content. So it was again, this is a mock listing content that you're saying, but from the website itself, it was able to bring all the content, and it was able to essentially show all the text and everything as well. All right, so that's a quick demo as well. Then there are a bunch of so all the things that you do will be listed right here, and you do have your preferences and everything that you can share. So there's also like tons of agents pre-built for you. So agents around planning your go-to-market strategy, agents for your financial reconciliation and reporting, agents for designing your co-sell strategy. There are many different kind of agents available as well for you to consume. So that was a quick sneak peek of the platform. Now let me jump back to the presentation. I'm going to share that again. All right, so as you saw in that quick demo, basically we're trying to let you have a structured approach to your Microsoft Marketplace journey while it is empowered with AI. So you get a companion which can guide you through each step-by-step process, which understand all the nuances of the listing process, which understands what are the things that needs to be taken care of and what are the specific things that are important for getting the compliance right at the first go. So it is aware of all of that, and based on that, it starts with creating a listing content for you, completely AI generated stuff. So you just need to provide a little bit of details around your product or your product website, and the platform will automatically just fetch the information from your website and applies its own logic, and then creates listing content and pricing content as well for you. So both of these things can accelerate your listing process really faster, because pricing decisions can take time. This can start as a base thing to start with, so that you can just modify on top of it. And if you already have pricing listed on your website, then it is really easy, because the AI solution will be able to literally create your pricing plans according to your pricing pages. So you don't need to figure out, or you don't need to do any translation on how this should look like. The platform will take care of that. Then coming to the compliance part, it understands all your text profiles, banking information, everything that you need to provide, and make sure that you have completed that before you actually try to submit the listing. And finally, it understands all your rewards programs as well from Microsoft. So Marketplace rewards program, and based on your journey, again, where you stand, have you done some transactions or not, if you're just doing first listing, depending on where you stand, it can recommend some good funding programs as well that you can leverage. After that, once you're done with onboarding, once you're live in Microsoft Marketplace, which we expect that should not take more than a couple of days, because the entire content is already created for you, the technical plan is already created for you. You can choose to use Microsoft SaaS Accelerator, which is an open source solution, or use SaaSify's managed integration. The AI plan actually asks you which one do you want to use and gives you very specific guidance on how to get that done, which includes specific instructions to deploy the Microsoft open source SaaS Accelerator so that it's in your control. You can host it in your Azure environment and use that for technical integration. The AI assistant will guide you through all of that, and it can take maybe around 2 hours for that to be fully ready. But within overall 2 to 3 days, you can be going live in Microsoft Marketplace and start selling. That's enabled through the AI solution. Now, moving from onboarding to actually start selling. So at that stage, obviously, it's your product. You need to plan your go-to-market strategy and all of that to drive traffic to this page and to drive the conversion as well. Where we come is to bring that Microsoft Marketplace rewards information plus the master the Microsoft Marketplace content, as well as our experience for the last 5 years about how to succeed in Microsoft Marketplace. We are bringing all three of them together with Microsoft's top AI technologies to actually help you develop the best GTM strategy, which focuses on co-sell. Co-sell is our primary pitch on all of our GTM strategy, that working collaboratively with the Microsoft sales team can be a really significant uplift in terms of how fast you succeed. So we help you design how you talk to Microsoft sellers. We even help you create one-pagers, PowerPoint decks, etc., automatically with AI based on your product, which can be shared with Microsoft sellers, and which can basically clearly communicate the narrative that you want to Microsoft sellers to understand, so that they can understand what problem your product solves and how to pitch it right. Then the sales assets, which is again another thing that you have to create to be co-sell ready and to actually participate better in co-sell activities. So even that co-sell sales assets will be created by AI. Obviously, these are modifiable PPT PowerPoint presentations, so you can always change them once they are generated, but you have something to get started with. Plus, you can also use AI to actually generate more and more of them. Then in terms of overall execution strategy, everything is packaged with specific goals that we offer, like listing is a goal, then doing your first transaction is a goal, reaching 100 transactions in 6 months another goal. So depending on what goal you're targeting, what metrics you're tracking, those metrics could be, let's say 10 public purchase and 20 private offers. So depending on your sales goals, we help you give specific plan of actions that works towards those goals and not like generic activities. So this we expect to have the biggest impact on the entire partner ecosystem, because now there's some AI assistant available you to actually help you with the core items, which will help you drive more sales. Plus, it can also help you with the private offer automation as well. It can understand from your contracts that what you're trying to do, and based on that, it can create a private offer schema for you, like everything that you need to create a private offer, it can generate that for you. Then final thing is simplifying the operations and reporting, which primarily is about, as you start selling through Microsoft Marketplace, you will need to make sure that your revenue team is integrated as well. They are aware about where this money is flowing in from, how this work, how what are the tax regulations, all of those things. So we integrate by default with many CRM systems such as Salesforce, HubSpot, and so on. So we plan to bring all of this visibility into your CRM plus into reporting for your finance team, so that they are fully ready at any stage. Now, in terms of what value this solution we aim to provide, one is time to first listing. Like we expect that with SaaSify's AI agent for Microsoft Marketplace, you should be live within a couple of days. That's our high level target. So as long as you have secured the necessary approvals, you should not be going beyond a week in any case. And the way we ensure that is to provide AI assistance as well as human assistant as well. So you will have an option to even chat with a real human behind SaaSify's AI agent. So you can actually directly ask the chat that, hey, I want to talk to a human, and somebody will be immediately available for you as well. So there is AI guided plus human expertise, both are available to you, which again could take long time, but versus through this AI solution, it's available 24/7. And it's always on, it's always 24/7. It's backed with our expert marketplace support team. So yeah, you have all of that available. So if you have any questions, you can get your questions answered immediately and move forward without having to wait. Similarly, in terms of compliance, tons of things are already taken care by the AI agent for you, so that you don't miss the obvious compliance items. And then you have a post-launch support playbook as well, all of which you have to figure out on your own without AI companions. So at high level, time to first listing is definitely the key value add, but at the same time, it's also about continuous support and continuous opportunity to grow and actually do the sales. So some of the reasons why you would want to use this. So go live, from weeks to days. So your plan is already created within a minute for you. Your listing assets are created another 2-3 minutes for you. All of those things are ready for you to actually just go and submit it to Microsoft Marketplace. That's the biggest sort of pull. But as we make the listing process really, really easy and more partner lists, we continue to focus on the post-listing items as well. So you will have that continuous optimization opportunities to improve your listing SEO performance, for example, your trend analysis, and then based on some of the data that we capture plus market data intelligence as well, some recommendations on how you could improve your listing. Between that continuous optimization and listing, you have an expert knowledge available on demand to you. You have a clear checklist for you to do each thing so that you are not missing anything, and so that after 6 months you realize that, okay, because you had not completed that particular step, now you need to redo some of those things. So all those pitfalls can be completely avoided. And finally, it reduces costs and risks significantly, right? Because platform takes care of the compliance item review for you. Platform takes care of the technical integration review items for you. And you don't need to introduce all your engineering teams to it, and only you can reduce your overall cost and risk significantly and start selling. The entire platform is built on native Microsoft technologies. So we are using Azure AI Foundry a lot extensively behind the platform, along with tons of other Azure compute services, storage services, container services, and obviously Entra ID. So that brings us to the end of the presentation, and today we are taking private preview for this product. So we'll actually be making this generally available during the first week of January as we go live. But in the meantime, if you wish to try it out, etc., we will be sharing some of the links in the chat for you so that you can actually submit your interest as well. So that brings us to the end of the presentation content. And yeah, I see we are right at time as well. So with that, thanks a lot for joining. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. We are now open for Q&A. So if you have any questions, anything, so please feel free to just comment it.
Thanks, Amit. Yeah, so thanks everybody again for joining, and we will move into the Q&A section. Let's see, have any questions come in? Okay. First question, how specifically can SaaSify's AI companion reduce our time to first listing by such a large amount? 2 days is a lot less than 4 weeks.
Yeah, so that's a very realistic question as well. Like for 4 weeks to 2 days, like that seems impossible, but we have done this successfully again and again, and based on that, we are making this claim. So let's break this down. What takes 4 weeks, and then I'll talk about how the AI companion brings it down to 2 days. So one is for listing, you need three important items for a SaaS listing. You need your marketing content that's going to go out there on the listing. You need your pricing plans that you need to finalize. And third is you need your technical integration to be ready. Those are the three core items which needs to be completed. Obviously, fourth is to submit it to Microsoft, all of this information. So each of these things, if you go without a companion, without a plan, you need to start creating a plan of, okay, what all do I need to do? You'll probably go through the Microsoft Partner Center pages and figure out, okay, these are all the steps to be completed. And then you find out the right people to do those steps and so on. So overall, this planning will take time. Assigning those items to others will take time. Then you start creating the content itself. So the content creation itself may take a week's time, then another couple of weeks to get finalized and everything. We are reducing that entirely. Like as soon as you basically show an intent that I want to create a listing for this particular product in Microsoft Marketplace, within 5 minutes through our AI companion, you have your plan ready based on where you stand today. So you don't need to go and figure out, okay, what do I need to do? That part is completely eliminated. Second, all your marketing content is already created by us. You just need to just only send it to your marketing team, and it is then sent further to, if there's any editing that you need, you can do that, but you already have like a ready to use content that you can put out there. You already have your logo files, images file already structured. So we actually take care of that conversion for you as well to make sure they are the right size for marketplace. So the marketing, the pricing is ready for you based on your website. You just need to approve them. Or all pricing plan also gives an option that you can have a, flat rate, $0 pricing, and then offer via private offers. So that option is also available. So you have a clear decision tree available in front of you that how you want to go forward with pricing, which again would take, days to prepare and then days to get finalized. But with us, you have that in 10 minutes. So all you need to do is just modify that and get sign off internally, which we expect that if you're moving faster, you can get the sign off by next day. That's what we are hoping, that within 10 minutes you get everything ready, you send it for necessary approvals, and next day you have secured the approval. Now, coming to the technical integration, which is the most complex process, which can take many weeks to complete. 4 weeks is still generous for that, but depending on how your technical teams are structured, what capacity you have available, it can take longer as well. So the way we solve that is when we come to technical tasks, we give you simple options. Hey, do you wish to do your own integration, which again is recommended for many cases, but it can take many months to complete if you wish to do your own integration. And if you don't wish to do your own integrations, you get two options. One is Microsoft SaaS Accelerator, which is an open source solution, and the AI companion will help you deploy that. So the AI companion will guide you at each stage how to deploy that, and you should have that up and running in about 45 minutes. So in your 45 minutes, you have your technical infrastructure ready. You get your final URLs ready that you need to submit to Microsoft. Similarly, if you don't wish to use that open source solution, you have the option to use SaaSify's managed integration, which is always ready. So you within a few minutes you get your URLs that you need to publish to Microsoft. So because we are reducing the time for these activities significantly, we are pretty confident that as long as you have your necessary internal stakeholders aligned, you should be able to bring down the listing from 4 weeks to 2 days.
Great, thank you. Next question, is the AI companion customizable for different ISVs? What elements can we customize?
So at high level, it is a general purpose built for Microsoft Marketplace. So it is customized for Microsoft Marketplace specifically. It's purpose built for that. Basically, for ISVs, based on your product, etc., it is already giving the right context to the AI agent to make sure it is doing the right content generation, right pricing, and so on. Specifically for ISVs, we as of now, it is like very basic customization is possible. Like if you prefer to use certain style of language or certain branding guidelines you want to follow, some of those things we are allowing customization, that you can provide that information and the agents will adhere to that. Nothing more than that at this point. However, as we go live, as we launch, we will understand what kind of challenges or unique situations ISVs are facing and where they need customization. And but the way we have designed is the agents, the way we designed, you do get the agents which are ready to use from our end, but we do plan on giving the functionality to build on top of those agents, like modify the behavior of those agents slightly to meet ISV's requirement. We don't plan on opening that in the first phase, but as we see how it's being used, but we do plan on making those agents editable basically by ISVs.
Okay, thank you. Next question. What types of customer insights does AI Companion provide?
Yeah, that's an interesting one, because you get a lot of insights data from Microsoft Marketplace reporting about, hey, who are visiting your listing in terms of what kind of audience you have. So we bring all that data, then combine that with web search as well as Microsoft Learn and my market master the marketplace content series as well. So we combine all of that okay, web search, from web search we are able to figure out what kind of companies are these who are actually purchasing your product or using your product. And by using that intelligence, we can recommend that, okay, this fits your ICP, this is your best kind of customers and you should go after them. So that kind of customer insights we leverage, where we look at the company data, look at what they're trying to do, look at how they're trying to use your product, use web search intelligence, and then give you specific plans on getting like similar customers basically.
Great, thank you. Next question. Do the recommendations offered change over time? For example, if we see our offering lose momentum, will the recommendations change to help us keep our keep our offers relevant?
Yes. And this is combined with the Microsoft rewards program team as well. So rewards program team offers listing reviews, for example, listing optimization. So our AI companion actually understands that, okay, you went live last month, you still have that listing optimization benefit available, where somebody from Microsoft could give you good tips to how to basically improve visibility of your listing and so on. So that's something that we are offering as well, that we understand where you started, when you started, we understand all the different Microsoft programs that are available for you, and we see that it's been 3 months, you haven't done any private offer yet, you should be focusing now on private offers, because that's really the way to succeed in Microsoft Marketplace, that you go with private offers as much as possible. So yes, based on the context of how you're doing, the respective AI assistance does improve its strategy and gives you relevant recommendations.
Got it. Thanks. Okay. Looks like that is all the questions we have right now. I do want to mention, for anybody who's watching this after today's event, you can definitely continue the discussion in our marketplace community. I shared the link earlier, but in case you missed it, that's aka.ms/community/marketplace. That discussion board is always on. So even if you watch today's session at a future date, you can still ask your questions on that community board, and I will make sure that your questions get answered. So I think that's all the questions that we have for today. But thanks again, everybody, for joining. And Amit, do you have any final thoughts or closing thoughts for the audience?
No, that's pretty much all. Thank you very much, everyone, for your time, and we are really excited for you to try out this AI companion-led Microsoft Marketplace scaling. So looking forward for all of you to try this out. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a good day. Bye.